I wonder what the chances are that that mystery bag is going to have some Credence tapes. Here's your look at the McFarlane Toys, movie Maniacs, The Big Lebowski, The Dude. Introducing Jeff the Dude Lebowski, the iconic protagonist in The Big Lebowski, immortalized in an incredibly detailed 6-inch scale figure, capturing the essence of the laid-back demeanor and unexpected adventures. Mistaken for a millionaire and thrust into a whirlwind of crime and mystery, the dude remains the epitome of cool in the face of chaos. That rug really tied the room together. Maybe before we start actually criticizing the kind of carpeting that this guy has in his studio right now, let's talk a little bit about the figure that's currently in front of us. A big thank you to the folks over at McFarlane Toys that did provide this sample of the movie Maniacs, The Big Lebowski's The Dude, that we could have a look in this review. Also, let's go ahead and take the tape measure and just see how tall this statue stands. I have to kind of refrain from calling these guys action figures because there's very little action happening to them right now. The dude, though, perched on top of his stand, is going to give us a figure collectively that's 6 3/4 of an inch in height, translating, though, to a figure that's about 16.5 centimeters tall. Seeing also as they came out the same time and seeing that they're using the same type of display stand, why don't we, though, introduce the Big Lebowski's The Dude to the 40-year-old virgin's Andy Stitzer. Could you imagine? While being from completely different films, yes, they are doing one thing in common. They're sharing the exact same type of display bases. They have, granted, though, changed the flooring out, so while Andy would have had more carpeting on his, the Big Lebowski seems to have tile flooring. They've also, of course, changed the name of the characters as well. You got Andy Stitzer on the one side, the Dude on the other. In the place of Andy now, we get yourself a foil bag that comes included with the Dude. I haven't yet opened this up. I wanted to wait until, of course, the camera started rolling. I would imagine it's probably stickers. Let's just reach off to the side here. I want to bring back in the one that came included with Andy. I did also end up opening up the digital just to see if there was anything different. What I got inside, though, was the exact same sticker for Andy, and I also got myself one that said the 40-year-old virgin pointing this way. Is that pointing over up at producer Tony? Yeah, you get a couple of stickers. All right, let's move that off to the side. Let's open up, though, what comes included with the Dude. I can't imagine it's money. Money would be nice. I don't think it's money, though. What we get, though, instead is we get ourselves Dude. Is that one sticker? No, they are separate stickers. So we got Dude, ... We also got ourselves a drink, and we got ourselves a bowling ball and pins. I don't think the stars around it are peelable. No, they are not. No, they are not. What else did we get? We also got ourselves the bowl. Nice looking stickers overall. Like, you know, I hate to say this, though, I don't have any more spaces anymore to put my stickers. I've already put them all over the things I wanted to put my stickers onto. I'm going to have to find a new place to put these. Too good to put away. In fact, I say that now. I'm going to put them away. The other thing, though, that comes included with the Dude is you get yourself a Big Lebowski card that serves as well to be a poster background. One side, though, has the Dude. The other side, though, has the certificate of authenticity. Out of the limited run of 6,900, whether you think of 6,900 as a limited run or not, the one that was provided to me is P4. This certifies that the limited edition worldwide product, the Dude figurine, is authentic and officially licensed by McFarlane Toys. The figurine was created, developed, and designed by Todd McFarlane and his award-winning design group. All figures are individually hand-painted, and sequentially numbered. What you can also do as well is that on the back of the stand here, there's a slot. So you probably already know where this is going. You basically just take yourself the background here, slot it in place, and now the Dude has himself a Dude, much bigger behind him. Andy also had that as well. Where's Andy's? Andy was right over here. Andy's background just happened to be right over here. And it works the exact same way. So it seems like with the movie Maniacs now moving forward, they are now simplifying things, getting away kind of with the idea of that curved acrylic base that, of course, had the display stand and had to curve around. This is just so much easier. Kind of keeps things also consistent as well, which is a good thing, because like the bases up to this point have kind of all varied from one movie Maniac to the other. Let's move Andy out of the way. I've done the review, by the way, of Andy. If you want to feel free to give that a gander. Let's go ahead and also just take off the background here, and we're just going to put it off to the side here for a second. Getting, though, a closer look at the Dude. The Dude. Just my opinion, man. I will say, like, the likeness does lend well to a very young Jeff Bridges. I'm a big fan of Jeff Bridges. I know him more from Tron, but he's had a lot of great movies. Arlington Road is also a superior thriller, if you never had the chance to watch that. What's your favorite Jeff Bridges movie? Let me know down below in the comment section. He certainly does, though, look a lot like him. Granted, though, the Dude is wearing the shades. He wears the shades a lot, really. And he's got, of course, very nicely sculpted hair. I would love to have a little plastic comb to comb that hair. That looks like that would be very soft hair to comb. Now, of course, he also does have in his hand his half and half. It's nicely painted there as well. It's not removable. Don't try to force it, whatever you do. It looks, though, like it may have been a separate piece, and they probably would have adhered it inside his hand. It almost does look like I'm so really tempted to start prying this away from his hand. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? Stop it. Stop it. Just leave it alone. I feel like there would be a good likelihood that you'd be able to remove the half and half, but I think once you take that off, would it be so easy to put back in his hand? I don't know. We'll just kind of leave it to the unknowns. Now, of course, he does have himself the house coat on there, the white shirt underneath. The white shirt generally is quite clean. The pants down below, or should say the shorts down below, again, look very much like they did in the film. Down below, of course, he got himself as well the sandals. I think for this being hand-painted, I didn't realize these were actually hand-painted. I think they've done a really nice job on the figure. Of course, on the feature on the front, we've already looked at the fact he does have the dude tile flooring there as well. You've got the big Lebowski. It's again one of these weird things that when I mentioned this with Andy, which Andy's just right over there, Andy has, again, a very small square here. You would think that they would probably have occupied more space. I guess they want to kind of keep it a little bit more minimalistic in size. So again, you've only got yourself the floor tiling right here. You got the big Lebowski raised up there as well. Again, nicely painted. I feel like they probably could have, I know it's a little bit harder to do, had they found a way to maybe paint the sides of the letters. Because, with the letters being gray, the tiling being gray, it kind of just looks like from the side, you can't quite really make out that there's any font there. For the rest of the, again, I don't want to say figure, but for the rest of the statue, because again, like he's got no head articulation at all. I think what we get though instead is a really nice looking sculpted. I mean, how many dude collectibles do we have really out in the market? There's been very few companies really tackling the Big Lebowskis. If you are a big fan though of the film and a big fan of Jeff Bridges, it's, again, it's a really nice looking statue. The one thing, though, really is the question is it truly, though, a movie maniac? I mean, it really wasn't at all the case. When we looked at Andy Stitzer, movie maniac, I think, applies more to the idea that they're actually they're characters from the films. Not that they're necessarily maniacs, but just like the banner of what they're doing now with this line is that they're movie maniacs, and they're just basically characters from any movie that they're choosing. Again, like, while I would question whether these would be true maniacs like horror characters, I do actually like the fact that we are getting things like this. Andy Stitzer, when would be the time we'd ever have a discussion about having a 40-year-old virgin statue? The same could also be said for the dude. I think if anything, dude's probably got more collectibles out there on the market than Andy does, but he's a nice looking little statue. Smaller in size too. So one of the beauties of it though is also if you don't choose to have them with the backgrounds here, for example, they certainly take up a lot less space. I mean, you could really put them side to side. And one thing I do like that Todd and his team are doing moving forward with the movie Maniacs is that they're keeping the display base footprint small. Before, when we looked at these things, the display stands varied from character to character. There really wasn't a consistent look to them. If you had like the Wicked Witch of the West from the Wizard of Oz, or you had yourself like, I'm just trying to think of another character, like Pennywise the Clown. All of their display stands varied from one to the other, that it never really felt concrete like they were all from the same wave. Now that we're getting like display stands like this, I think they look a little bit more like they all belong in the same universe, even if the characters themselves don't inhabit the same film verse. How could I even start the conversation of favorite Jeff Bridges movies and not even mention Blown Away? Blown Away and the classic Tron are probably my top two favorite Jeff Bridges movies. And while we do get a movie maniac of Jeff, unfortunately, though, it's not a character from either one of my favorite films. Big Lebowski, though, is still pretty high on my list. It's certainly now a cult favorite. To finally now get ourselves a statue release of him to go as well, then, with the Andy Stitzer we've gotten before. And I mentioned those two movie maniacs specifically because it seems to be the trend that with Todd and his team, they're moving forward with the movie maniacs, kind of giving now consistent display stands. Where I feel like that was one thing that kind of derailed the movie maniacs when they kind of rebooted this line, that each of the stands were so different from one another. You had Harry Potter, you had the Wicked Witch of the West. You didn't have characters where all the stands were consistent with one another. By keeping it like this, not only do they keep the cost down because they're just using the molds again, but it keeps more like this line looking like it's part of one line and not made of many. What do you guys think of the Big Lebowski, the dude? Let me know down below in the comment section. What's your top 3 favorite Jeff Bridges movies? Let me also know down below in the comment section. And also, a big thank you to the folks over at McFarlane Toys. Yeah, that did provide this sample of the new movie Maniacs, the Big Lebowski, the dude, that we had the chance to have a look in this review. If you guys did enjoy this video, you can do it a solid by you can throw it a like. You guys want to stick around for more so? I hope so. You beat me to it. I hope so. Make sure you hit that subscribe, yes. Make sure you turn on the bell, sure. Make sure you're coming back. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.